everyone. Like many of you, with all the spare time, I've been taking advantage of it and cutting up some firewood. I thought it'd be a great opportunity to do a little series on seasoning firewood. So here's a little video for you to enjoy.
The importance of quality, well-seasoned dry firewood or quality smokeless fuel is imperative. In this video, we will review some simple tips to ensure you're getting the best from your firewood. Did you know the timber of a living tree and fresh logs contains a large amount of water, which often constitutes over 50% of the wood's weight? Using a moisture meter, you want to make sure that the moisture level is less than 20%. This is what we call the fiber saturation point. As water begins to leave the cell walls, the wood begins to shrink and crack. This is what we called dried or seasoned wood. At this point, the firewood is optimal for burning. Dry firewood will be lighter weight than green wood, but natural density differences between wood species can make this weight difference a bit difficult to judge. Wet wood will produce a dull thud when struck against another piece, but dry wood will sound hollow. When the process of seasoning wood is not done correctly or not done at all, the stove does not burn the tars and crescent in the smoke produced by the fire, which ends up lining the flue pipes and chimney. So on that note, be sure to get your chimneys swept regularly based on how often they are used and how correctly they are being used. A lot of heat and energy content produced is wasted in drying the wood's excess moisture when it is not dried out properly, which can end up filling up your room or annoying some neighbors. When firewood is dried in a kiln, the product is known as kiln dried. The traditional method tends to be air dried wood. Another important but less obvious benefit: wood that is properly cut and stacked right away. Mold has then less of an opportunity to establish itself. So unwittingly, you can end up releasing mold particles in your home when you bring this type of wood indoors. The condensation inside this bag of firewood is a bad sign. It suggests that there is a lot of water in the wood and the wood is not yet properly seasoned. Seasoning only requires time, typically from 6 to 12 months for softwoods, and hardwoods such as oak requiring up to 2 years. But certain practices can speed up the process. Never stock wood against your home garage or shed. That's an invitation for termites. So please check your local building or fire codes, which may stipulate distance between wood piles and structures. Expose the wood to sunlight. Shade-stored wood will dry, but it does take longer. Avoid direct contact with soil, placing a type of plastic sheeting beneath the wood. This is a good solution. Raising stacks off the soil is much better because it enables airflow beneath the wood. When stacking, make sure multiple side-by-side stacks, leaving a few inches between these stacks to allow for the airflow. And for safety, never stack wood more than 4 feet high. Also, when stacking, if you place a tarp, plastic sheeting, or blanket at the top of the pile, do make sure that the sides are mostly exposed to air. As if you completely cover the wood pile, the wood will retain moisture, making seasoned firewood burn more like green wood. The most important property of good firewood is moisture content. The best approach is to buy and stack firewood well before it's needed. There is no danger in over-seasoning. Thank you for joining us at Peak Survival. New videos coming out every Monday and Friday. Don't forget to subscribe.